The world of Bridgerton is one of dazzling social spectacle, but beneath the glittering balls and whispered gossip lies a much more subtle and poignant tale of human vulnerability. This season, Colin Bridgerton's emotional journey is marked by a form of jealousy that is perhaps more dangerous, more insidious than anything else he has ever experienced. It is not jealousy of the typical variety, over another suitor or an unspoken flirtation, but the complex jealousy born from the revelation that the woman he loves, Penelope Featherington, has been hiding a monumental secret from him. Penelope, it turns out, is Lady Whistledown. At first glance, this revelation seems as if it would be a simple matter of anger and betrayal, but Bridgerton carefully crafts this emotional conflict into a nuanced exploration of self-awareness and identity. Colin's jealousy regarding Lady Whistledown is rooted not only in his feelings for Penelope, but also in his own personal insecurities and the unraveling of his idealized vision of her. To Colin, Penelope has always been the loyal, dependable friend, a girl who has long stood in the shadows of his charm and adventure. But the truth of Penelope's secret identity forces him to confront something more unsettling. That she, the woman he is always perhaps underestimated, has been playing a far more complex role in the social fabric of their world than he ever imagined. She's not merely the girl next door, but the clever, incisive voice that has influenced the very lives of everyone around them. The jealousy is more than just a reaction to a romantic rivalry or perceived betrayal. It is the jealousy of a man who feels deeply disillusioned. Colin's confidence, his sense of self as the worldly and charismatic Bridgerton, is shaken to the core. In the world of Bridgerton, where status and reputation often dictate value, Colin has lived with a sense of security, confident in his role as a well-loved, charming young man. To learn that Penelope has been operating in the shadows, exerting control over their world through the secret identity of Lady Whistledown, feels like a challenge to the foundation of his own identity. What makes this jealousy even more potent is that it arises from a place of not knowing Penelope, truly not knowing her at all. For most of their lives, Colin has viewed Penelope through the lens of friendship and loyalty, never realizing the depth of her intelligence, wit, or ambition. His jealousy is not simply because she has been hiding this secret, but because in doing so, she has outgrown him. In Colin's mind, the woman he has long dismissed as a friend is now someone who exists on a different plane entirely. He must cope with the painful truth that he has been blind to the depths of Penelope's character, and in doing so, he must confront his own limitations. What is more profound, however, is the realization that Colin is, in fact, deeply in love with Penelope. This revelation comes not as a sudden epiphany, but as a gradual unfolding of his emotions. In the earlier seasons, Colin has always admired Penelope, but it is only through the lens of jealousy that he begins to see her as more than just a friend. When confronted with the full depth of Penelope's character, her strength, her intelligence, and her hidden brilliance, Colin is struck not only by admiration, but by the profound realization that his feelings for her run much deeper than he had ever understood. What is most remarkable about Colin's jealousy is how it transforms over time. His initial reaction is tempered by a deeper understanding of who Penelope truly is. Colin's jealousy eventually shifts from a place of defensiveness to one of admiration. He recognizes that Penelope's secret identity as Lady Whistledown is not a betrayal, but a manifestation of her agency, her determination, and her intelligence. It is a quiet rebellion against a world that has long tried to silence her, and it is something to be celebrated, not resented. This new understanding shifts his perception of love entirely. It moves from a superficial longing to something more intimate, grounded in respect and appreciation for who Penelope truly is, both as the woman he has known for so long and the powerful, self possessed person she has become. In realizing he is in love with her, Colin also begins to understand the true meaning of love, that it is not about possession or control, but about seeing one another fully and without reservation. Their reconciliation is perhaps the most satisfying aspect of this arc, as it transcends the typical romantic tropes of grand gestures and impassioned speeches. Instead, it's a moment of mutual recognition, an understanding that love, at its core, is not about ownership, but about seeing the other person as they are. Colin comes to terms with the fact that Penelope's greatness was never something to fear or resent, but something to admire instead. In doing so, he frees himself from the jealousy that once held him captive, allowing him to embrace her fully without any hesitation. For Penelope, this reconciliation marks not just a union of two lovers, but the recognition of her own worth in a world that has often overlooked or underestimated her. It is a moment of self-empowerment, where Penelope is no longer simply the girl in the background, but a woman who has carved out her own space, not just in society, but in Colin's heart. Their journey from jealousy to recognition is a reminder that true love does not come from ownership, but from an open, unguarded acceptance of one another, flaws, secrets, and everything. And in this final reconciliation, Colin and Penelope find not just each other, but themselves.